Heritages are another thing in Nomad Survival that might come off as a little confusing for new players, so we're going to go over every single one and exactly why you might choose one or the other. So depending on what character you choose does not change what heritages you get. You'll have the same 7 heritages no matter what character you're playing, so each one might be better depending on what character. The first heritage is Nomad, which you just get, very simple, a bonus reroll every single level. These rerolls are what you use if you don't like what you see in the store. You can reroll your weapon choices and you can get 4 new choices. So having these bonus rerolls are going to really help you find exactly what it is you're looking for. If you're trying to go for a specific build or if you're trying to avoid specific things, having these rerolls are going to be very helpful. So if you're ever going for a specific achievement or maybe a specific build, I highly recommend Nomad. The second heritage is going to be Berserker. Berserker is very straightforward. You double your damage, but you cannot recover HP. So HP regen doesn't matter. When you pick up a heart on the ground, it doesn't matter. The only way that I'm aware of that you can get HP back while you're playing Berserker is through the weapon skill of the character, and you can do this with the Whisper, and you can do this with the Knight. Both of those characters have ways to regen HP through their weapon skill, and as far as I'm aware, this is the only way that you can get HP back with Berserker. I would recommend Berserker for both of those classes because you can get HP back, and I would also recommend Berserker if you're very comfortable with dodging in this game. So I don't think it's a very easy heritage to use in comparison to the other ones, but it is very strong. The third heritage is going to be Pog Springer. Pog Springer, it doubles the damage just like Berserker, but it applies it as damage over time over the course of 6 seconds. So it deals the damage slower, but it still is double damage. So Pog Springer is a lot safer than Berserker because you do have that ability to heal. The only difference is you don't deal damage immediately. So if you're playing a melee character like the Quickling or the Adventurer, you're not going to be dealing that damage immediately, so mobs are going to be able to hit you. So the Pog Springer, it's very strong with classes like the Ratfolk Archer because you're ranged, the Divine is pretty strong, Whisper, stuff like that where you're away from your character. It's also a very strong bossing heritage. The damage really piles up when you're hitting a boss with the poison damage, so highly recommended if you're having issues with bosses. The fourth choice is going to be Voidwalker. Voidwalker, very cool heritage. It leaves a trail of void rifts, which damage and knock back enemies. Your movement is less precise, so it's a little bit harder to move. It kind of feels like you're drifting. Your controls aren't exactly, you know, very responsive, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's really nice because this helps very early on. It deals a lot of good damage. There was just a buff to it, so it deals damage to those early enemies. It helps you from taking damage from those early enemies. So if you're struggling early on, the Voidwalker is a really good choice. It's good on every single character. There's no character where it's better or worse. I would say with the Quickling it's pretty fun just because you get to move really fast, but that's about it. The Summoner is a awesome heritage. So when you kill an enemy, there's a chance to summon a creature. You can have 5 at a time, and if it's hit by an enemy skill, it actually destroys the skill. So it's really good. It's very strong against bosses. It's really good against map effects. So on the third map, there's these specters that follow you around 2 times, and they can't take damage, and they just deal damage to you. So you just have to run away from them the whole time. This Summoner heritage can actually destroy them. So it's very unique and it's very strong. The damage from the creatures, not very like amazing or anything like that. It's not high damage, but the fact that it gets to kill those projectiles and those enemy skills is very strong. So I recommend this if you're having any issues with boss skills hitting you and killing you. These are very strong for those situations. The sixth heritage is going to be the Merchant. The Merchant is a very interesting heritage. It's very good in very unique situations. So there's a couple achievements like Dungeon Keeper where this is a very good heritage. Dungeon Keeper, you don't get to use rerolls and you can't open chests. So Merchant actually only gives you 1 choice when you level up. So you only get 1 choice of skills. You can reroll still, but you just have the normal amount of rerolls, so you can't really reroll that often. But you get to double your weapon skill amount, and you get 1 bonus relic every single time you open chests. Relics are these things that make your weapon skills very strong, so getting a bonus relic is super strong. So this is a very good class if you are very confident in every single weapon skill. So if you know what all the weapon skills do, if you know exactly what you're looking for, if you like your character's weapon skill, definitely go the merchant. And then if you're looking for specific relics for maybe a video or maybe just to test out a build, highly recommend this class so you get those bonus relic rolls. Lastly is the statue. This is, I think, my favorite heritage because it's just so dumb, but it is very strong. So you can't move, that's the negative. But the positives are your HP regen is tripled, your SP regen is doubled, you get magnets, so all of the chests, all of the items, all of the experience, everything comes towards you, and projectiles can't hurt you, and boss damage is half. The negative is that you can't do any of the challenges and you can't do any of the map modifiers, which is fair because if you could, it wouldn't be hard. So this is more of a, if you're really wanting to just do a very specific build, or you really just want to play statue, maybe you're farming coins or souls, statue is really good in those situations. But since you can't do map modifiers, you're not going to use it to farm gemstones. But overall, the statue is good with every single class. I really like it specifically with the knight, because the knight can bring those mobs to you faster, so you're just really going to tear through all of those enemy mobs really quickly. It's a very, very fun heritage. That's all the heritages, guys. If this helped you out, let me know down below, and if you have any questions, also ask. I am always free. As always, thank you very much. Have a good rest of your night.